for 1,000 years in the spring of 1453.
Now here's the crazy part. Everything you just watched was created almost entirely with AI. The script, the visuals, the animations, and even the voiceover. A few years ago, creating a video like that would have required a writer, an editor, an artist, and probably a voice actor too. But in 2026, things have changed a lot. Today, one person can create cinematic videos with the help of AI tools. And honestly, that's exactly what I wanted to test. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact process I used to create that video from start to finish. I will show you the tools I used, why I chose them, and how everything came together in a final result. The first thing I needed wasn't visuals or voiceovers, it was the story. Because no matter how good your visuals look, if your story is boring, people will not watch your video for long. That's why I started with the script. For this project, I used Gemini 3 Pro. You can also use ChatGPT if you prefer, but I decided to use Gemini for most of the script generation. Instead of spending hours writing everything manually, I simply explained what kind of story I wanted and how I wanted to feel. What I really like about AI today is that it's not just generating random text. If you give it enough information, it can actually help you structure a complete story. It can suggest scenes, emotion, narration, and even visual ideas for every part of the video. After a few minutes, I had a complete script ready, not just a story, but a roadmap for the entire video. And honestly, this is where most of the work gets done. Once you have a good script, everything else becomes much easier. Now that I had my story, I needed visuals. When people think about AI videos, they usually focus on animation first. But personally, I think visuals are what make the audience believe the story. For creating images, I use Meta AI. I simply took the scenes from my script and turned them into image prompts. Then I pasted those prompts into Meta AI and started generating images. What surprised me was how quickly I could experiment with different styles. If I didn't like one image, I could generate another one in seconds. I wasn't stuck with a single version. Some images looked amazing immediately, while others needed a few changes before they matched the vision I had in my head. But after a bit of testing, I ended up with a collection of images that perfectly matched the story I wanted to tell. The images looked great, but they were still just images. And that's where animation comes in. For animation, I use Slop Club. This is one of those tools that can make a huge difference in your final video. Instead of showing a still image on screen, Slop Club helps turn that image into a moving scene. I uploaded the images I created earlier and then added animation prompts describing what I wanted to happen in each shot. Maybe I wanted the camera to slowly move forward. Maybe I wanted smoke, dust, movement, or cinematic motion. Whatever the scene needed, I described it and Slop Club handled the rest. The request was much more immersive than a simple slideshow. Scene by scene, the project started looking less like a collection of images and more like a real documentary. I had animations, but I still needed a voice. And honestly, this is one of the most important parts of the entire process. A bad voiceover can ruin a good video. You could have amazing visuals, incredible editing, and a great script. But if the voice sounds robotic, people notice immediately. That's why I spent some time testing different voice options. For this project, my main choice was OpenAI.fm. The reason I like it is because it's simple and the voice sounds surprisingly natural. I pasted my script into OpenAI.fm, tested a few different voices, and picked the one that matched the mood of the story. The real results sounded much more better than I expected. The narration felt smooth, clear, and professional. I also tested Gemini's text-to-speech system because it's another powerful option. One thing I like about Gemini is that you can customize the style and the emotion of voice more easily depending on the type of content you are creating. Both options can work really well, but for this project, OpenAI.fm was my favorite. Once all the voiceovers were generated, I downloaded everything and organized the files so I could start editing. Now came the part where everything final comes together. Editing. For editing, I used Capcut. A lot of people think editing is the hardest part, but honestly, you have prepared everything correctly. Editing becomes surprisingly simple. I imported all the animated clips, then I imported all the voiceovers. After that, it was mostly about matching the visuals with the narration. Whenever the narration talked about a specific moment, I made sure the right scene appeared on the screen. If a clip was too short, I adjusted the speed. If it was too long, I trimmed it. Little by little, the story started taking shape. And this is honestly my favorite part of the process, because this is where you finally see everything working together. After finishing the edit and watching the final result, I genuinely impressed by how much can be done with AI today. What used to take days or even weeks can now be done in a fraction of the time. Of course, AI doesn't replace creativity. You still need ideas, you still need storytelling, you still need to guide the process. But these tools remove so many technical barriers that almost anyone can start creating content. Whether you are making documentaries, educational videos, storytelling content, YouTube videos, or even content for business, these tools can save an incredible amount of time. And that's really what impressed me the most. If you are interested in content creation in 2026, this is the perfect time to start learning these tools because they are improving every single month. Anyways, that's the workflow I used to create this project. If you found this video helpful, let me know what type of AI content you would like to test next. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.